And this is Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services, Talking Business, our interview series, talking to leaders in the fields of banking, insurance, customer service, digital marketing, and business education, all to highlight the work by our team at CBSI in Harrison, New York, in the consumer banking business, providing benefits and customer service management to banks across the country. Now, today we have a good friend of ours from the Business Council of Westchester, John Ravitz, is going to tell us about some of the events that they are going to be doing virtually coming up. They have a Business Expo coming up on the 29th. John, how are you today?
Good, Ken. How are you doing?
Good, good. I just thought I'd start by one thing. I really enjoyed sitting in on your event last Friday, the Tompkins Mayo Bank Power Breakfast, keeping your team engaged, productive, and effective. There were a lot of good ideas shared in that.
Well, that's the point. I mean, you know, as the county's largest business membership organization focusing on economic development and advocacy, we were very event driven. We did about 86 live events a year. When the pandemic hit, we had to pivot immediately and change all of our programming to virtual. And we're very pleased that people have not only continued to be engaged in our programs, but we've increased our numbers. And the reason why is because people, A, want to be connected, and also people are really looking for content that is going to continue to help their businesses, help their employees deal and navigate through these uncharted waters that we're all going through right now. And last week's Power Breakfast was just one example of that, getting a panel of experts to really talk about one of the key issues that all of us in any business, in the private sector or the public sector, are going through right now in terms of that balancing and transition of where their workforce is on a daily basis.
I love the comment that one of your speakers made about the importance of relationship before task, and that when you're keeping in touch with people, you want to know ask about how they're doing, how their family is, and before getting into the business at hand, and the importance of reaching out and communications. I thought it was very well stressed in that seminar.
Well, I agree 100% with the speaker, and thank you for picking up on that, because all of us have had to sharpen our communication skills during these last 7 months. Not just how we're communicating to our clients and to our customers or to our members, but also to our fellow employees. Because again, none of us thought we would be in the situation that we have found ourselves in over these last few months. And it's important that people put other people's feelings really as a priority now, because we need everyone to be on the same page in your business as you try to move forward.
Very good. Now, next week on Thursday from 1 to 5, you have your virtual Business Expo, an event you moved normally in the spring, normally very well attended at one of the area hotels, fills a ballroom or two with exhibits of companies. Tell us a little bit about the shift to virtual for this year.
Sure. Well, our Business Expo has always been the largest business-to-business tabletop trade show in the Hudson Valley. And you're right, we would take 2 full floors of the Westchester Hilton to have the amount of booths that we would have, as well as some of the exhibitions that we would have too. And we would usually have close to 2,000 people, you know, over a course of a day attending that trade show. As you know, everything, as I've said, is virtual. So we are trying something different. We didn't want to lose the opportunity for businesses to promote what they do, to talk about how they have reemerged from the pandemic. And so we're trying something different, which is a virtual trade show in which people, if they register to attend, can literally go to different booths and have one-on-one conversations, either or do it online to have those conversations, and begin to see the different businesses in the Hudson Valley that are participating. We're also going to have some breakout sessions with some speakers in different areas who are really going to talk about some of the important lessons that they've learned over these last 7 months. So there's still opportunity for any business who might want to participate and have a virtual booth. You just have to go to our website, which is www.thebcw.org, and go to our event tab, and all of that information will be there. Or if you just want to register to attend, you can go to that same email address, www.thebcw.org, and our event tab to register. It is next Thursday, the 29th, and it will be from 1 to 5 p.m.
Yes, and interested participants, just go to the Business Council of Westchester website. And John, what do you expect the experience has been like? I mean, there's been a lot of trade events that have been converted to virtual. There's some pretty good software platforms out there that are making it accessible. What do you expect the experience is going to be like for your participants and visitors?
Well, we're trying to make it as fresh and new as possible. Amanda De Palma, our Vice President for Special Events, has been working with some of the real experts who are putting on these type of trade shows virtually. It's a new platform for us. So as I said, it's going to be new for everybody. But we're hoping, again, that it's going to give those businesses who are participating, who are putting out their virtual booths, a real good opportunity to talk about what they do and the businesses that they provide in a different type of way. So we're gonna be very curious to see what the feedback is. We're gonna be curious to see if we work out all the kinks on the technology side. We can always improve on those, and I think every business now is doing that as well in terms of having to use multiple platforms to get their message out. So I'm excited to see how it looks. And the enthusiasm that we've gotten from businesses who are participating is very gratifying.
And John Ravitz, Vice President of the Business Council of Westchester, you've got a number of events coming up in addition to the Business Expo on the 29th. This Friday, you've got a review of the elections coming up on the 23rd, and then you've got a virtual dinner coming up in November, and then also an event where you're here from the perspective of the State University of New York. Tell us about some of these events you've got on your schedule.
Sure. Well, this Friday, the 23rd, we will be every 4 years we do a program called The Road to the White House, and we try to hold it either 10 days or a week before the election to give the Westchester business community the most updated information on the presidential election, the issues that are being discussed, as well as other key elections that are going around the country that are going to affect Westchester's economy and the business community, as well as the local races that are happening. Again, this year has turned everything upside down. We're having a presidential election in the middle of a pandemic. We can't do it in person, so we've put together a virtual program that will run from 9 to 12 this Friday. Again, people can register it. It's free by going to our website, www.thebcw.org. We have a great group of speakers who will be giving updates and reports. We have the two state chairmen of the Republican and the Democratic Party who will do a helicopter tour of the state races that they are making a priority, both congressional, state senate, and the assembly. We also will then have Ashley Simpson from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and Ashley does all of the political analysis for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and she'll go into a little more detail on some of the national races, especially in the United States Senate, where the shift of power could change in this election cycle. Then we'll have Lee Marengoff, who is the executive director of Marist Polling, and Lee will give the most updated polling numbers on the presidential election, as well as other, again, key races around the country. Janine Zeno from Iona College and Bloomberg News will then do a presentation again on the overview of what she's seeing, both in the presidential election and other key races as well. So it's I think an exciting program. It will also take place the morning after the final debate between President Trump and Vice President Biden. That's going to be held tomorrow, Thursday. So who knows what's going to come out of that debate? That also might be interesting fodder for our speakers to discuss. So again, go to our website, click on our event tab, and there's still time to register for that. Our annual dinner, again, which is usually, we usually have 900 plus people for our annual dinner. It's going to be a virtual event, and we're very excited because we are going to continue the theme of resiliency and reemergence that we're seeing in the Westchester business community. We're going to honor the 4 hospital systems that have done such incredible work saving lives, and their staffs who put their lives on the on the front lines for Westchester. We're going to honor the 2 hospitals in Yonkers for the work that they've done for that city, and then we're going to have business leaders, some from the major international corporations that call Westchester home, to mid-sized and small businesses and non-for-profits, talk about their experiences over these last 7 months. Talk about how they have the strategies they've used to not only continue to operate, but the strategies they've used working with their employees. So we think it's going to be a very rewarding night as well. And again, all that information is on our website to register. And then the final event that you mentioned is an event in which we're going to have the new chancellor for the SUNY system in New York State, as well as the new president of SUNY Purchase and the president of Westchester Community College. Again, talk about how the higher education community has dealt with this pandemic. You know, when you think about higher education, we forget that they create jobs, they bring in revenue to their municipalities, as well as educating the future work leaders and workforce of for Westchester, New York, and the country. And so they've all had to develop new strategies themselves to make sure that their students are getting the most out of their college experience, albeit in a different type of environment. So those are 3 events out of dozens that we have done in the last 2 months, but I think they're all going to be very special, and we hope your listeners will come in and register for them as well.
Well, that's terrific that you're going to honor the hospitals in Westchester County. We have to think back to March, April, and May. The amount of strain, being a frontline worker at a hospital when Westchester County and New York City were really the center of the pandemic in the United States. And the work the hospital people did was phenomenal, and to be great that you're going to recognize them. John Ravitz, just a great job you're doing. We're going to look forward to the Business Expo on Thursday, the 29th, 1 to 5. And everybody can sign up and participate through your website, the Business Council of Westchester. John, a final thought for us today?
Well, Ken, first of all, thank you for continuing to give your listeners and viewers an opportunity to learn more about the Business Council of Westchester. We really appreciate that. Again, we have a lot of work still to do. There are going to be a lot of challenges. So we just want to continue to be a daily presence for our members to give them as many resources and updated information on what's happening on the local, state, and federal level that we can. And just hope everyone remains safe and healthy and wear a mask and do the right things. And we will continue to move forward.
Absolutely. John Ravitz, always a pleasure. You're also, I have to say, a colleague from WVOX. You do the show before us every Monday. You start at 2. We're on at 2:30 on WVOX. And it's always great to listen to your shows there as you talk to members of the Business Council of Westchester. We will look forward to the Business Council Expo next Thursday, the 29th, 1 to 5 o'clock. Just go to the Business Council of Westchester website. John Ravitz, thank you again. And for everybody at CVSI in Harrison, New York, thank you very much. This is Ken Kraetzer from my home office in White Plains, New York. Have a great day, everybody.